opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely, because they're less likely to have state IDs.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Yep, we back. And today we breaking down something brand new, but y'all already know it's real close to everything we've been talking about on this channel. It goes right along them lines, you know, but we just trying to break it up a little bit. Political detox about to give you the chunk, the meat, and the real deal sauce of the story. Look, let's get right to it. No long setup, no fancy commentator voice like I'm holding the mic for the corporate news. Nah, we sitting down at the lunch table right now. Pissed at the boss type of situation, but happy to have a job. We at the table, and the table is hot. See, I'm trying to figure out why these politicians up on Capitol Hill and straight down to your local city council keep looking at black men and deciding we just too broke and too unorganized to get our papers together. They out here on the news with a straight face talking about how we can't afford a piece of plastic to go vote. Are you serious right now? Like, let's really talk about it. They hit you with that Vulcan mind trick. They hit you with that Jedi mind trick, waving their hands on TV like these are not the droids you're looking for. They got the nerve to stand there in their $3,000 suits, looking at you, Hakeem, and tell the world that a $10 card is a wall we can't climb. It's a joke, y'all. A total, unadulterated joke. Let's look at the real numbers they hide behind. I did a forensic scour of these internets, and I'm about to drop the receipts. A birth certificate costs like $10 or $11, depending on the city. A new social security card costs you $0, free. A state ID, it ain't nothing but $10 to $14 in most places. $10 to $14 total gets you a standard state card that's valid for up to 8 years. I checked the data. I checked the signatures. So you talking about less than $25 total to get your papers fully locked down from scratch. $25, that's lunch for two at a fast food joint.
Are Democrats on the wrong side of an issue with so much support? What's the path forward for Democrats here?
Republicans are clearly on the wrong side of every single issue, which is why they are getting crushed electorally. This is a desperate effort by Republicans to distract. The so-called SAVE Act is not about voter identification, it is about voter suppression. And they have zero credibility on this issue.
Listen to me. I want all y'all to stick around for a few minutes to let me explain Hakeem the Hack every movement and exactly why he has to say what he says. I need y'all support. So when you see my beautiful subscribe, thumbs up, and comment sticker, I want for not some of y'all, but all y'all to drop a comment to let me know if y'all with me on this. Just simply comment word if you agree with me. Deal? All right, enough. Let's get back to this mess. Now let me ask a real question. Do black men like sneakers? Huh? Speak up. Oh, you saying yeah? You saying yes, right? Okay, a fresh pair of kicks is easily hitting that $200 mark. You mean to tell me that it's less than $25 total to lock down your papers, but we out here dropping 2 bills on some shoes without even blinking? Come on, man. That means the whole cost to get your ID to vote costs 85% less than a single pair of shoes sitting in the closet right now. With that sneaker money, you could literally buy 8 state IDs and still have cash left over. Whoa! Buying a birth certificate only costs like 5% of what a black man drops at the shop for some sneakers. We find the cash for the cuts every 2 weeks. We find the cash to keep a clean ride in the drive, even if a lot of us are renters. So if the cash is moving through the neighborhood for the things we want, why are these politicians running around acting like a $10 or $14 card is some crazy wall for a black man? See, that's where the real fake gang comes in. That's the visual shield they use to treat us like we're incompetent.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you to
The distinguished gentleman, the ranking member of the House Administration Committee, for his tremendous leadership, I rise today in strong opposition to this extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill. The right to vote is sacred. The right to vote is special. The right to vote is sacrosanct. The right to vote is central to the integrity of our democracy. It's the foundation of the principle of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The problem is, apparently, my extreme MAGA Republican colleagues have concluded that rather than trying to win a debate in the hearts and minds of the American people, anchored in ideas, they've chosen instead as a strategy to engage in voter suppression.
If these guys actually cared about your pocket, the argument should be lowering the rent so you can afford anything you want. If you're a renter and rent is eating up the whole check, that's the real heat right there. But instead of fixing the city, these politicians turn a deaf ear to the people. People walk up to them and state the facts, and then they act like it's not a fact. If it is a fact, they don't want to accept it for themselves, but then they want to govern us. Who put them into power? We let them live good, real comfortable. From the city council all the way up through to the president, they look right at the facts and act like they blind, because if they admit we can afford the ID, then they got to explain why they haven't fixed the rent. It's a constitutional mugging of your intelligence. They want you to think you a victim so they can play the hero. But a hero don't keep you in a box trap of poverty. A hero don't tell you you're too poor to buy a $14 card while they funneling millions into New York democracy projects and backroom redistricting deals. They think we can't do the math, but the math is the only thing that doesn't lie. Trump was right when he said this is about integrity. He called for NICE, national integrity and clean enforcement. National integrity means you respect the voter enough to assume they can handle their business. Clean enforcement means you stop the demon rats from using these fake excuses to allow the illegal invaders to skip the line.
So this extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill is not designed to solve any problem on behalf of the American people. It is designed to jam people up and prevent Americans from voting. The extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill won't allow young people, college students who are attending state universities all across the land, who have been issued college IDs through their state colleges and universities, to vote.
They want the system blurry because in the blur, they can cheat. But when the lines are sharp and everyone has their ID, the hustle is over. And that is what has them panicking in the dark. I'm preaching to the choir right now because most of y'all are already detoxed. You already see the game. You know these people get in the office, get real comfortable, and then turn around and act like we're charity cases instead of people with buying power. They want to keep the ghost of the Confederacy alive as a distraction so you don't look at the ghost of your bank account after you pay your utility bills.
The extreme MAGA Republican voter suppression bill has given us an opportunity again to communicate with the American people on the difference between our values, House Democrats, putting people over politics, focus on the things that matter, like lower costs, growing the middle class, ending price gouging, defending democracy, and fighting for reproductive freedom.
Listen, y'all hear how he lies? This fella can't for the life of him keep President Trump's name off that mouth of his. Y'all see how Hakeem the Hack ended his lies with fighting for reproductive freedom? Y'all please tell me what the hell is wrong with him. Drop a comment, somebody. It's psychological warfare, y'all. They want you to believe you're weak so they can stay strong. But the political detox is here to flush that garbage out. Just imagine the conversation in the back room. Hakeem and Joe Morrell sitting there saying, "Don't tell him the ID is only $14. Tell him it's a racist barrier. Tell him it's a threat to democracy." Meanwhile, they watching you walk into the store with $200 Jordans on, laughing because they think they've got you tricked. But the street is getting smarter. We're performing a forensic scour of every lie they tell. We're matching the cost of an ID against the cost of a haircut, and the results are embarrassing for the Democrat Party. This is the 12.0 note red alert for the DNC. They are losing the identity war because they've been exposed as frauds. They don't want you to have an ID because an ID means you're a documented legal part of the republic. They want a democracy where a mob of unverified voices can be manufactured at 3 a.m. But we live in a republic, and in a republic, your ID is your shield. Ha! Don't let them tell you what you can't afford while they're spending your future into the ground. The trap is set, the map is red, and the snorkel is corked. They can't snorkel over the facts anymore. They are gasping for air because the charity case narrative is dying on the vine. We are naming names, we are pulling records, and we are showing the world that the black man in America is capable, organized, and ready to vote. We don't need their mercy, we just need them to get out the way. The math is done, the audit is complete, and the landslide is inevitable. The Dems are panicking, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight to see.